everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Christian and this is Meat Eater to Vegan, where I give you some tips, tricks, and some good old recipes to help you on your journey to veganism or plant-based. One of the questions that get asked a ton of times is, how do I get my family to support my journey when becoming vegan, or just have, someone to talk to when I'm becoming vegan? The short answer is to just do it. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So, a brief story. I became vegan because of my 2-year-old. He has a lot of food allergies, and with that, already our different things of what we ate was getting cut down anyway. So I decided for us to go vegan or plant-based. At that time, I didn't know what vegan or plant-based meant, but I just knew that I didn't want to eat dairy, I didn't want to eat cheese, I didn't want to eat any meat products, which at that time we were only eating chicken as it was. I had already cut out red meat because it made him flare. He has really bad eczema. Now he's about 90% clear. At first he was about 90% covered. So the whole family actually went, or the whole household rather, actually went on the journey with him. So we all went plant-based because of at that time he was 1, because of our 1-year-old. Well, I would tell, different family members that, oh, we're vegan now, or we're plant-based, or I would send, pictures or post pictures of food or different things like that on my social media, and everybody, had the concerns and how are you going to get your protein, and oh my God, people are dying from that, don't do that, or the kids are going to starve, don't have them starve. And it was just so much negativity. It wasn't anybody in my circle to be like, oh, that's great. Yeah, I know a friend who went vegan or went plant-based. It was pretty rare in my community of people that I know. And still where I live, veganism is not very broad. So there's not a lot of, cultural different stores to go to get different things, like Asian markets and a lot of things that people can just go and grab. So I came into it expressing that we were going vegan to people who really did not understand. I didn't even understand. I learned as I went. But that made me feel very low sometimes, like, okay, am I doing the right thing? I'm Googling how to make sure that my kids don't starve on a vegan diet, silly things like that. How to make sure that we don't be protein deficient on the vegan diet. Google was my best friend. YouTube was my best friend because I did not know anything. I just knew that these things were causing a problem for us, for my household, for my 1-year-old. I was tired of being a mother that constantly seen him in pain with his skin disorder. So this was something that needed to happen now. It wasn't something that I had to transition to. It was something that we did cold turkey, no pun intended, cold turkey, and just stopped. Fast forward, now everybody, is looking to me to learn tips and tricks, and even the people who are not trying to become vegan in my family, they're still very proud of the decision that I made, or they're just like, well, we don't see that y'all starving, we don't see that you lost any weight unless I wanted to lose weight. We don't see that anybody is going through any deficiencies. We actually see that your son's skin looks amazing. We know exactly where it came from. Like I said, 90% covered, his face, everything with eczema. So they see now the change in how he looks at 2 years old. And like I said, about 90% of his body is cleared now. Some of the things that I can give you to keep in mind is that fear of the unknown is so real. So if you're coming to your family, no matter how unhealthy they are, no matter how many, diseases or disorders or anything they've been diagnosed with, they don't know that veganism or plant-based diet will cure it. No matter how many things that you show people, it's like they just don't know, or they don't want to take that chance because it's so much negativity out in the world about, this person die from being deficient, and these things are harmful and all of that. The media is pushing so much against veganism now that it's beginning to be more broader, and different restaurants and things are starting to carry vegan options. Now here comes the social media and the media of the negative to combat everything positive that being on a plant-based diet or being vegan does. So you have to understand that, like I said, people are fearful of the unknown. So they don't know what you mean by being vegan or being plant-based. They think that you are really going to starve. So you have to know, like, it's a real concern. They're not trying to support you. It's just that they don't understand, like, how are you not going to be able to eat meat? How are you not going to be able to not eat dairy? And then how are you not going to be able to not be hungry or starve yourself? Because meat has always been on the plate of every single meal we've had. Dairy has always been an ingredient in mainly every single dinner or meal that we've had. So now you're taking that away. What are you going to eat? How are you going to make sure that you got all your nutrients? Which nutrients, side note, was never really an issue to people when I was eating a hamburger. But now all of a sudden it's an issue because I want to change how I eat. But that's a rant. The second thing is, once they see you be healthy and they see the changes the physical changes that's happening into your life, they are going to, even if they don't jump on board to becoming vegan themselves, they're going to actually be like your best supporters when you're not around. They're going to be like, hey, my niece, my cousin, my best friend, my sister, my brother, my uncle, like, he went vegan and he had all of these different issues, or, and they cleared up, or, he doesn't eat meat or he doesn't eat dairy and he's thriving. He ain't lost no weight. He don't look anorexic or anything like that. So I don't know, maybe I can get some tips from him and I'll let you know what he says. So, like, that's something that happens because they know now you are like the go-to person, because they never heard of it until you started saying something about being vegan or plant-based. So that's something that definitely happens. So even if they don't support you physically, like in your face when they're around you, like, trust me, if somebody around them brings up being vegan or plant-based and you are doing it and you're thriving and you're healthy, they are going to refer back to you in a lighter, supportive manner without you even knowing it. Another tip that I don't think that anybody says, which is my last and final tip, is to be happy on the outside and complain in the inside. So that means, yeah, there are, when you're transitioning, it's a lot of bad days, a lot of things that come up. But if every time the person who is already not supporting you, every time they see you like you're depressed or you're sick or you're hungry, they're going to automatically blame it to being vegan. So, I would say, like, fake it until you reach that threshold of actually knowing what plant-based diet that you're supposed to be on, what works for you and what does not work for you, which grains and all of that works for you, for your body, and which doesn't. Let yourself go through that process and complain when you get inside your house. Complain to your kids, complain to your husband, your wife, like, complain to them, or write it down in a journal and complain on your journal about all the crap, that you're going through with transitioning to vegan. Just don't let them know. Them by meaning the people who are already like, let's see if she's sick now. Oh yeah, that's because of that vegan diet she's tried. Let's see this, let's see that. That means don't go around them like complaining. Like, if you got no energy and you feel like, oh my God, this vegan diet, I need you to be like, do some sit-ups or something before you go see them so you can get your energy up. So that is my last and final tip. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and as always, enjoy the journey.